Much. That was a nice welcome. That was the best welcome I've had all day. I'm a teacher, by the way, and I've had five welcomes today. My year 7s, 10s, 11s, 12s, and 12s, and that was by far the best one. You guys are kind of like my year 7 class. You sit still, you're quiet, you're docile, and there's probably one of you who's obsessed with the First World War and talks in that drowsy Boris Johnson voice. There's always one of those in every year 7 class. I'll talk more about him later anyway. Yeah, Unseen Flirt is not what I tell the kids my name is, or their parents, because that would just be weird. They tend to call me Sir. That's it. So, also, shout out to the other teachers in the house. Yeah. Really? Is that many? Okay, good. Welcome. You're amongst friends. I've been talking a lot about sex this week because I'm teaching Romeo and Juliet to my year 9 boys. It's an all-boys class. And when I realised I was coming here, I thought I should probably do something new. So I thought I'd write a poem about sex based on a true, real-life anecdote. And I call this Sex Talk. You ready? Yeah. I'll take that as a yes. All right. Year 9 boys, 9:30. Visiting nurse, sex talk time. 9:29, boys in the room, hormones flying through the air like zoom, zoom, zoom. There's no girls, it's a room full of boys. Enter the nurse to a room full of noise like, have you ever, mine is a gay of I'm feeling sorry for the nurse who doesn't have a clue about these year 9 boys. All right, settle down. I kind of want to laugh, but I think I better frown when she says the word penis. Awkward laughter. Sir, what's a penis? I'll tell you after. I didn't ever tell him because he should have known already. He should have seen it in a magazine or on the telly. I'm sure that if you Google it or search on Wikipedia, you'll find out what it is and maybe even what you need it for. But anyway, back to the story. 9:57 and the boys are getting bored with all this talking. Sir, this is boring. No, it's not. So why are you yawning? Nurse drones on. Surprisingly calm. Semen, foreskin, blah, blah, blah. I look at my watch and I think, should I mention the end of the session? And that's when she asks, any questions? Pause. Year 9 boys think year 9 thoughts. Hands stay down, but one goes up from this one kid who's properly funny in the head. I try to intervene, like, no, don't ask him, but the nurse doesn't see me. You, at the back, with the pen on your face. Miss, what does semen taste like? Year 9 boys explode with a boom into year 9 noise. All right, settle down, but they can't because they're making so much noise that they can't even hear my voice. Poor old nurse should probably move on. But she has a job to do and doesn't want to do it wrong. Her face goes red. She stutters and speaks. Well, it contains fructose, so I think it's kind of sweet. Really? Meanwhile, at the rear of the room is a 6th form helper. I swear this is true. A 6th form girl from year 13 helping with the class to boost her CV. And at that very moment that the nurse says that semen is sweet, she's scratching her head. This year 13 girl, looking so innocent, blurts out loud to the room, no it isn't! Pause. Room goes silent. Year 9 boys turn around with eyes like lasers, facing the girl in plain sight. How does she know what semen tastes like? Ew, ew, ew. 6th form girl runs straight from the room. Year 9 boys sex talk is through and every last word of that story is true, I swear to God. I know. So yeah, that happened to me a couple of years ago, and it's my one teaching story that I think I can share with adults. It's remotely exciting. And I think it's quite interesting though, is that you should never ask a group of kids any questions if you're a new teacher or someone new in a classroom, because they don't take that as, do you have any questions about what I ask you? They take that as, do you have any questions, period, about anything? So if I'm teaching about Macbeth, any questions? Are you gay? That's the kind of thing that happens. I'm serious, that's happened to me many times. Because I look like this. Stop laughing. But one thing which is really apparent is that kids do like celebrity. Because one question I always get asked is, are you famous? I always start off with class, so you have any questions for me? Are you gay? No. Are you famous? No. And that's it. So I was thinking about this over the Christmas holidays, and I wrote something recently, hence why I'm reading it, called Celebrity Heist. Now, I've been to these things before, and some audience participation is good. So get ready. If you have pens, take them out. I'm serious. I want you to keep up with me, and if you can get through this without a mistake, then I'll give myself a round of applause, let alone you guys. I want you to count how many celebrities are in this poem, all right? And I have a prize for the winner. Not much excitement for that. I've been thinking about that all day, thinking about what, how can I get people excited? I have a prize for the winner of who you guys. I thought you really have a prize, but there you go. Celebrity Heist, are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, good. Nick parked the car, which was running a full tank, because it idled outside the entrance to Gordon's bank. Car marks the spot. Stevie wonders if he can see it from across the street with a whole sack of packed cash. Pat sharpened his knife and Joe brandished the blade. Davina called out and Russell crowed back her name. Heather milled some pepper on a steak that Peter cooked, sitting casual in a diner while Tom cruised around for a look. That's 10. Everything went quiet, and Michael Mackin's tyres came screeching around the corner, and Bruce leans to the right, and Mariah carried the money that was security staying for certain. They were swerving lane to lane when Pat shouted, "Andy, burn them!" Minnie drove the car, but Andy went to steer, in a desperate attempt to prevent the police from coming too near. Michael fished for clues that he had found, like Ronnie's size, 10 footprints that he could do nothing to disguise. Ronnie put on Jeff's cape and attached Simon's cowl. Tony blared the window with a ragged oily towel. Alice walked towards the fuse box with the intention of turning out the lights before heading to Peter's cellar. Tom waits, then Tina turned around, Al, and went to listen. At the window, James, cornered off the street, began to glisten. Peter reads the sign that Otis read in time to make a decision. We need to dump Tim's cash into Jones River. Margaret thatched the roof so nobody actually shivered. Police sirens are wailing away in the near distance. Rupert barely suggested we should draw Jack's straws before Rupert agreed when he produced the longest straw of all. They had to make a choice. Police were seen to be coming. Rob lowered his voice and Andy's petered to nothing, and everything went quiet and nobody finished a muscle as Helen hunted close to the sound of Bertrand's rustle, and something made Marky mark the house as maybe somewhere dangerous. As Roll dialed the number, he felt the same. Bear grilled the witnesses, Keira Knightley, Tess Daly. Fern cottoned on to what was going on and tried to save the girls from being set up and framed, and even James may be in the picture. Jimmy nailed him on the way to meeting Stacey. Stacey dashed away as soon as she realised her mistake. She cut a path through Jodie's marsh and made her way to Bill's gates. Bill! No reply, so Stacey waited for a bit. Usain bolted the door and Tyson gave her the slip. He went to meet the West, but no, it wasn't any good because Tim West wouldn't do what Vivian West would. The police thought it was funny. The police thought it was funny to see Justin be belligerent when they accused him of something of which he's clearly innocent, and Justin swore on Jude's law that he had not been with a single suspect in the case when Alfred Hitch cocked the trigger. Alfred? Law of the tenors on the table if he shot her. He's a law-abiding citizen. I think he's Gerard's butler. So when he got arrested, you could say that Gerard failed him, but the money was accepted Christian when Christian bailed him. Miranda Sawyer hid the weapon deep in George's bush. George peppered the house with bullets and everybody shook. Vanessa felt lucky but was killed with her escape, and Nicki Minaj took away their similarly sticky fate. Right, said Fred, we need to be getting away. Vanessa's red grave seems to be in the way, and Steve's red grave is Bloody Mary nearly fainted when she saw the blood and guts that Tom's gun had just created. Tom hardly got away with Richard prior to the run, and Gary's old man took Jeremy Clark's son. He hadn't even noticed that his son had been robbed because he was busy being promoted up to one of Steve's jobs. I made 3 mistakes. And then they all went for a drink at Amy's.
Why not?
Look at that! Woo! Come on then. How many?
78.
Who was that?
84.
Fuck, who was that? It is exactly 78. Are you serious? What the hell is wrong with you? You're like the weird, drowsy Boris Johnson kid in my year 7 class. Asperger's. 78. It's a board marker. That's how you get onto the PGCE now. That's it. That's it. You're a fully qualified teacher. That's it. Okay. One more poem. I rattled through in 2, but this one is. This was one which I actually wrote for my tutor group because they literally think that if you're not famous, they're 16, that you haven't quite made it in life. And they're constantly asking me, well, why are you a teacher? Is it because you can't do anything else? And I say, no, it's because, well, yeah, but no. I ask you that question a lot. And one of them, Marcel, who used to be this tall, I kind of look up to him because now he's this tall, and he's a very keen footballer. And I thought I need to write a poem for Marcel about football and teaching to explain how I feel about this whole thing. And this is called If Teachers Were Like Footballers. If teachers were like footballers, can you imagine that? I'll be standing here in a blazer with my name across the back. There'll be children up and down the land with posters of me teaching. And they'll support the borough that I'm teaching, so they'll probably support Ealing. I'll be teaching in a stadium with 60,000 people. You'd already know my name before I had a chance to meet you. You'd have seen me in the paper. There'll be pictures of me smiling as I put a little fucker in detention on a Friday. You'd want to get my autograph.